beautiful pair of loafers. Really nice, nicely made. I like this little bit of leather edging on there. That is lovely, that, really nice. Now, Ridgeway sole on here. A little bit unusual for a Ridgeway sole to go on there, but anything is possible and you will end up with a very unique shoe. But it will be very different. I'm talking to Paul. This is a Ridgeway sole here. I know it's in green. You want the brown here. This is a brown. And you see that brown on a big chunky pair of triggers. But Paul, you're going to get this Ridgeway nicely on there. Lovely. So the Ridgeway sole is quite flexible and it's got the grip in there, and then this is the stitch track where we stitch them on the outside. Now, sometimes this Ridgeway sole, with it being quite pliable, we need to put a really light midsole on with it. Otherwise, you feel this pushing back through when you walk on it because it flexes. So, yes, we can do it for you. It's going to alter the shoe massively. It's a little bit of a risk that you get the shoe back and you either don't like the look of it, or when you walk in it, it feels very different. But it will be different, that will be for sure. So we would like to put a little midsole in, unless you tell me different and you want these really supple, in which case we won't put the midsole in. But I've asked Paul and he's got a really thin midsole material to put in there, and then the Ridgeway sole on there, and then the heel stack on there. You say that you want a dark heel stack, which is doesn't show the lines in like this one does here, although this is quite dark. You always get a little bit showing the lifts, the called lifts, the individual lines across, but we can get that dark brown for you and wax it in, and it will be a solid colour rather than showing the leather grain. So this is a Ridgeway sole. It will probably be about as thick as that, a little bit thicker than it is originally, not a lot. The heel stack, will keep the heel stack nice and low because the heel itself is quite thick. We will actually take a little bit out of this heel as well, just to reduce the whole heel at the back. But you are going to end up with something really different. Would make a good video if you're all right with us doing that. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do for you if you get back to me and say that's okay. The colour is this dark brown here, and it's all stitched on, and it's a lovely repair. If you're in any doubt at all, don't do it, because they are a lovely shoe as they are, and I can talk to Paul about some alternatives to that, which would be day night, or what else would you recommend, Paul, on there? Any, just day night, yeah. Day night would look nice in the yeah. What's the colour we've got? That colour that's exclusive to us is the chestnut day night, which is a lighter brown than anything else that's available from day night. So that's the sole there, but obviously in a light brown colour. So anyway, that's it. That's your Ridgeway. Just making sure that you know exactly what you're asking for, and we'll get on with that. Price wise, a full rebuild in those midsole. And your Ridgeway, you're at what? £115 and £10 return post back to you. Okay, so yep, that's your video done. Fabulous. We'll get this sent to you. Hopefully you've got WhatsApp. Okay, so we phoned our customer up with this this shoe, and he's gone for the Vibram Gumlite, and it sits really nice on there. It's give this shoe a lot softer feel for it, a nice flex, soft underfoot, rather than that hard leather sole that the customer didn't like. He said, I wear these quite a lot, does a lot of walking in them. So yeah, he's had this sole before. Hopefully that's just what he wanted. It stoutened the shoe up a little bit, but yeah, we're really pleased how that's gone. Paul's put the midsole in and then stitched it all. Look at that lovely delicate stitching around there, and then put this Gumlite sole on. And it's a Bologna Gumlite sole. It's lovely. So hopefully, listen, when you alter a shoe, when you put a different sole on it, when you're asking us to beef up a shoe, put a midsole in and then a nice big commando sole, you're altering everything about the shoe, and sometimes it works sometimes it doesn't. Well, we can only do what we ask you, and we'll give you advice about all this, but you do have to be a little bit careful, especially with something like this, where it's not a lace-up, it's a slip-on, and your heel can slip off the back if we make it ramrod straight with a midsole and a big stout Commando or a Day-Night or Ridgeway that the gentleman was asking about. Plus with this sole, of course, you save a lot of weight in it. So that's the shoes done. Turned out lovely. We're really pleased with those. I'm going to put some other pictures on of a pair of trickers as well that had the same sort of treatment, and we took the leather sole off those trickers, weren't they? Do you remember what they were called? The trickers, the moccasin type. Was it not moccasin? It was a loafer type black trickers. You did the same sole on? Yeah, James, a Trickers James. We'll put those pictures on as well, because that's another one. They had the same sole on. Turned out lovely. This is the sole, the Vibram Gumlite sole. On there, all stitched back through the same holes. Everything on that looking gorgeous. That will have taken some weight out of them. And yeah, what a great pair of shoes. Beautiful. Paul does a cracking job.